Taylor, this past Tuesday, there was a controversy. Some people are calling it the Haiti 3. I saw people having Mamba meltdowns on social media this past. We have not discussed this. Where are you at the Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points?
I don't mind it because the Wizards are actively tanking, so screw them. That's how I feel about it. Half the NBA at this point I feel like is tanking. So, I thought it was hysterical. When I woke up, I missed it live. I fell asleep early that night, but I woke up the next day and the Max Crosby trade had been pulled back and Bam scored 83, and I was like, "What did I miss?" It was like it was like definitely interesting waking up that morning.
Yeah, I was half brain dead, so I would consider myself an NBA sicko, but I was definitely not watching the Wizards versus the Heat on Tuesday evening. I was actually looking forward to the Celtics and Spurs game, which was kind of in its own little wacky thing with the referees tossing Jaylen Brown, which was really dumb in my estimation. But then, funny enough, of course, during the Boston game, it pans to the Wizards game as Bam Adebayo is breaking the records. Also, I didn't realize, are Kobe fans the most unhinged people out there? I don't know. I just never. I thought LeBron fans were more unhinged, but I guess Kobe fans are more unhinged than ever. I just like, God, man, you babies, you are absolute big fat babies, you people. Come on, like, and I'm with you, 100%, Taylor. Because I tuned in. I saw the first half of the Wizards Boston game this past weekend, and the Wizards made Keita look like prime Akeem Olajuwon.
Yeah,
And
I mean they weren't even
yeah,
shooting
like
on switches. It was it was interesting.
Yeah, he had 13 points in like the first 6 minutes. And mind you, Washington also gave up 6 offensive rebounds in the first 6 minutes of the game. So anytime, like, if a rebound goes up, it's like they think the basketball is some type of like disease. They just don't want to touch it. They think it's like COVID or something. They're like, I don't want to touch it because like they have their backs turned, not paying attention, and it's just really bad defense. So if like anybody's actively mad about them breaking the record and shooting 43 throws, and then I've kind of seen the clips, I would say out of all the fouls Bam got, maybe only 3 or 4 were kind of bogus, but also don't triple team a guy and still foul him. That's how actively bad your organization is.
Yeah, it was tough. Everyone's going for Carlos Booz's kid there from Duke, so everyone's trying to get that number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's something. That's really something. But way to go, Washington. Just continue to be Washington and stink. And Trae Young played. That was interesting, I suppose. And it's such a fun strategy to see them just play people casually 15 minutes and stink. Which, I mean, they're trying to protect their pick. They've got their pick protection. I think it's like top 8 protected or something like that. And then if it defaults to the Knicks, so crazy. I bring that up to say, like, do you have any wrestling records that you hold near and dear to your heart?
I always loved Ric Flair having the world title record. I was kind of bummed. I was kind of bummed when Cena took that from him. And I'm a Boston guy too, and I was still bummed. The streak with the Undertaker. I held near and dear. I don't think he ever should have lost. I don't know. What about you?
Wrestling streak, I never really had one that I just really loved. I mean, the streak for the Undertaker was obviously one that I carefully monitored. I know, like, the very, like, very smart people, like, obviously will justify Brock Lesnar being the one to break the streak, but I don't know. I still wonder, as somebody who really enjoyed Bray Wyatt, in WWE just because he was so different. What that would have looked like if he was the one in the street. So I don't know. Was there anything else? No, I'm not really like into Reigns. Like, I mean, obviously, like Roman Reigns held the belt for like 5 years and
Yeah.
beat him. That's cool. I'm trying to think of any other Reigns. I'm sure like let's see. Yeah, like Ric Flair, Randy Orton winning the title 15 times. That's just like I don't know. Just I don't really care to be honest. So records are made to be broken, and if you don't want records to break, don't stink. Like don't stink. Have some pride.
Yeah, exactly.
Have some pride. I would say like the only kind of like thing I will say in my lifetime that I really like as far as a record is, Dirk playing for the Mavs for 21 years. That's kind of like my thing, just because I know that's like, relatively speaking, now that probably won't ever happen again in like this modern day of NBA, just because everything's about like transitioning and power, player empowerment, all that fun stuff. So that would be like really the only thing that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart, just because it's special because that Dirk's my guy, man. It's my Larry Bird.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the only guy I think that might even stay with his team for the whole time would be Steph. And then even, I mean, Charlotte is kind of, up and coming. The Hornets are kind of up and coming right now. So, maybe he could go back home from maybe that last year. But I think it might just be Steph. Hopefully Tatum stays. Hopefully Tatum stays with us forever. But I don't think so. We'll see. I mean, everyone seems like everybody leaves.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is pride kind of playing it out. I mean, I didn't. I'm still will always be mad at Mark Cuban for kind of wasting Dirk's like golden years, and there was always scuttlebutt. Hey, maybe the Rockets always try to sniff around and make like trade offers for Dirk, but just Cuban was never having it, and Dirk never really had any desire to be traded anywhere, anyways. But I will still always be mad at Cuban for kind of wasting Dirk's like later prime, because he, even when he won the title, he still had at least a good 2 or 3 more years, and it would have been nice for him to kind of come through and actually help out the big German and get him, at least one more finals. But hey, 2011 happened. They beat LeBron and pulled his pants down and made the Miami Heat look dumb on national television. So that was fun.
I enjoyed it.
I bet you did. I bet you did. Speaking of basketball gear, we had some good gear tonight on the show. We really did.
I'll tell you, when FTR came out in the 80s Celtics warm up, I popped on my couch. I texted Brian on the side. This is match of the night already for me. Yeah, I love that. I love them. And then the Bucks came out, and purple and gold. They had the Kobe's on. FTR coming out in those classic, the 80s throwback warm-ups, those beautiful warm-ups from the Celtics back in the day. Yeah, it was awesome. I love the entrance too, with the Bucks coming out with their kids. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great start to the show. I thought that was really cool, them coming out with their kids, and then the kids passing out the money to the crowd. I thought that was I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, how about the younger buck doing flips in the ring? Like, damn, like I mean, just like the stones on that kid, the onions, I would have been so nervous. There's absolutely no way. And just like, could you imagine just trying to do that in front of 13,000 people? Or yeah, it was about like, I think it was about 12, but like insane. Like,
yeah. And then even two of the kids went up on the ropes and like posed, and then they did like that crane shot with the camera, and they went around. And one of the kids looked like a vet, like he'd been in wrestling for 10 years, the way he was sitting up with his arms out on the things like that, just like aura farming for the crowd.
Yeah,
it was
man.
awesome. I was like, yeah, that's definitely one of the Bucks kids right there. You can tell he's been in a ring before.
Man. Now the thing is, now Briscoe's got to do the same thing.
Oh,
man, like line them all up, and this ever-ending tag like feud that we can have with the Bucks versus the Briscoes. It could just it could be never ending. Now Wheeler's got to have a kid, so that way we can have somebody on the FTR side join Dax's daughter. But let's go.
I mean, it would be cool, 10, 15 years from now, you're watching the Bucks kids versus the Briscoes kids. That'd be pretty cool.
Man, yeah, I'm digging it. Well, I mean, Hangman can no longer wrestle for the AEW World Men's Championship. Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the right call. I didn't want them to take the title off of MJF.
Agreed.
MJF's just running too hot right now. The last 2.5 months of AEW have been awesome. I think the main focus of that is MJF. He makes the title feel important. I think like not many people have in AEW. There's still too many stories to be told with MJF, with Omega, Ospreay coming back tonight, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Swerve. There's just too much left on the table for MJF right now, leading to what I hope is either MJF and Omega or MJF Ospreay at All In. So yeah, and now let the guessing games begin of when how long it takes for Hangman to go back on his word. I give it 18 months. I think 18 months is probably the sweet spot around there. I really think you can't do it too quick. But yeah, I thought it was the right call. Not my favorite Texas death match. It did have its kind of spots in it. That syringe spot again, just so gnarly, man. It is just crazy. Like I said, not my favorite Texas death. I love the ending. Hangman hitting his head on that camera and that blood spotting on that camera was so cool.
I mean,
it's really
probably good. The best production AEW's ever done on a pay-per-view. Like, because the only other time I could really think of something that cool, do you remember during the pandemic where Chris Statlander was in the claw machine and she freaking hit Penelope Ford and it hit her lipstick?
Yep.
I mean, obviously, like, huge difference.
That was at Daly's place, right?
Yeah.
Was that during the COVID?
Yeah,
ones?
it was.
Yeah, okay.
It was. Yeah. It was very, very good. It was arcade. Arcade anarchy. So yeah, just that spot alone that made me think about that. But as far as like actually hitting a spot right, which generally speaking, AEW's kind of flubbed and missed moments like that in the past. I feel like that's probably in the top tier of like production value, just like having that land, because I could see that going awry because just the timing of where that cameraman needs to be and Hangman's head to go clunk and then to make it. I'm with you in terms of the match itself. I've got my BFF Lady B in the chat. Shout out to her and any other homies that joins us tonight. And God bless you. I mean, it's 12 Central, 1 in the Eastern. We're here.
If there's any East Coast dads in the chat right now, like me, we'll be struggling tomorrow. So, but it's worth it. It was a great pay-per-view.
Yeah, my boss asked me if I wanted to work a double today. I said, brother, I'm working a double because I'm watching this pay-per-view and doing the post show with Taylor. So I'm good. So I was kind of curious on how delirious I was going to be, but I think overall, at least I feel like the show energized me for sure. So never fear. I think we're going to meet our minimum requirement. So I hope we won't be delirious, and we'll definitely interact. Obviously, we got Sean already in the waiting room, and Sean will get you here shortly, kind of breaking down everything. But yeah, man, I'm not surprised that they went with the finish. It had to be like this way, and believe in this title reign. Believe like they are making this matter. I believe in MJF. I believe in this title reign. They're building this to Ospreay. It's quite clear he's going to be obviously he has to dispose of Moxley, which God damn, end this, somebody make John Moxley turn babyface, because Jesus, I'm ready for something different. Just end it already, for the love of God. Which by proxy, Ospreay interjecting, maybe we don't have to get Don Callis family versus the Death Riders for the show that you're going to be attending to at Double or Nothing. That would be kind of fun. Like
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to not, if I never have to see another 3-on-3 Callis family versus Death Riders. It can't be soon enough.
yeah,
I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I don't
man.
need it anymore. Give me Osprey and Mox. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, Osprey was back for 30 seconds and he's already smashing his head off the floor, so it doesn't seem like he's gonna be hitting the brakes anytime soon. Or what?
So funny enough, you said that. So I had some I had some detective work sleuthing. Send me some pictures. So his hand actually touched the apron. So
All right.
we did not bust the neck, thank God, because that would have been a complete utter disaster.
All right.
If that
Yeah,
was
I
the
stayed
case.
off. We were talking before. I tried to stay off Twitter during the show, so I didn't get any Oscar spoilers. Uh, so I didn't see that. Yeah, no. When he when he jumped off that the top rope, I was like, oh boy, he's not. Here we go. He's not wasting any time, man.
Yeah, just what a lunatic in the best possible sense. But just you just fixed your neck, Will. Like we want you around a really long time because you're gonna be the guy who beats Max at All In London. It's written in the stars. It's the easiest written babyface triumph story in London. I mean, it's obviously going to get a bigger reaction than Danielson winning the title when I went, for sure. Like
Yeah.
100%, 110%.
What do you
Yeah, but
think? How do you think they play this Hangman thing out, though? Like,
it's interesting because remember that period where everybody just had Moxley fatigue and he was
yeah,
gone for a little bit. I'm so he's not going to come back until they have something good. I say do not bring him back until you find something completely interesting for him. I don't know what that is. Could that be something involving Kevin Knight if and when he turns heel? Maybe. I'm open to that. You can't really do anything with Swerve because you kind of already did that and it wasn't really great how they laid it out. So I don't really need to do anything with that. I really don't want to see him booked with the Elite either. That would be 5-step backwards and just Hangman just living in Elite melodrama. That's not very fun either. Because I will say personally, all the members of Elite are better separated than together. Let's just
agree.
go ahead and let's just put that out there.
I agree.
Every one of those guys are so much more entertaining and more interesting on screen when they're together and not just doing, oh my God, I hate you, I love you kind of stuff. It's just like it was kind of fun the first few years and they'll always go back to it. And if it's good, kind of like Forever Bloodline stuff, that like fans will get back into it. I'm good. Let's just not have them interact for a very, very long time.
I mean, you're kind of at a point now. I mean, knock on wood. I'll knock on my table right here. This might be the healthiest AEW. I mean, everyone's back. Kenny's back. Osprey's back. Now Cope is back. Christian's back. I mean, roster's loaded. I mean, you could have Hangman. I didn't really think about that. You could have him kind of go away for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess I'd rather have them do that than do like the cliche. Oh, Hangman, sad Hangman. He's drinking again. He's in the dumps. He can't get back. I guess I'd rather have him go. I think you're right. I guess I'd rather have him go away for a little bit, come back.
Yeah, just I don't care. Like the heart in wrestling, the longer you're gone, the more people will want you back. And I'm telling you, by 4 or 5 months, people will be like, I wonder what Hangman's up to. When's he coming back? I'm sure people will start asking Tony Khan those questions, or even in the Wade those questions, like people like and Sean Ross Sapp when he's doing Q&As. I'm sure they'll ask about Hangman. Like as soon as he's gone, past the summer, the guy's been grinding for a while. He's been killing himself and like another Texas death. Yeah, I will say for me, as someone who generally likes a lot of like violence and stuff, I just that probably could have went about 30 minutes and just been a dog collar and probably been really, really good. I felt like they did everything and anything you could possibly think of,
Yeah,
and only for it to win Viva choke out Viva dog collar, which why didn't you just do a dog collar match? And you could have done it that way.
yeah, and like I said, it wasn't my. I guess I guess the flow of the match, it kind of, I feel like in the middle it got a little muddy where it was just kind of like, all right, we got to do this now. Now we have to do this. Now we have to do that. There really wasn't like anything happening like in between there. I don't know. I feel like other Texas Death had a little bit more flow
Yeah.
with them. You know what I mean? Just kind of felt like, all right, we got to hit this spot, hit this spot, hit this spot to get to here right now. I just feel like the other ones with Hangman and Swerve just had more of a flow, more of a. I just felt like this one was more just kind of like the. I did like though that there was callbacks though to some of the promos they had where
Right.
Hangman told MJF he was going to drag him through glass and he was going to rip his gums out with barbed wire, and he did both of those. So I did like that. I had that, wrote that down in my notes. I like the callback. I love a good callback.
Same.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was, I guess the main event going out off at, when did it go off? Midnight, a little past midnight. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little crazy. So you knew it was going to go, you knew it was going to go 35, 45 minutes. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. Just not my favorite.
Yeah. Derek Mitchell in the chat always. Appreciate you, Derek, hanging out with us. Derek says in the YouTube chat, I thought it was too many returns. Cope, Christian, Osprey, and Omega, all of them coming out after the heels won their respective matches. It's good for maybe 2, but not 4 in one night. We'll get to that. A lot of, I think, retrospective, there was just a lot of stuff. Like the first like quarter of the show was so good. You just kind of laughed because it was just like, oh, okay, we're getting another one. And that was like the recurring bit all night. And then, of course, the other recurring bit was the kick out at 1, which a lot of people were mad at the production staff for not talking to each other, but I don't know. Maybe that was like another just kink they had tonight. I would like to think they talked to each other. I don't think that was a production flub. I think they were just doing it. They were just like, this is our first pay-per-view of the year. Let's go crazy, which maybe talk to each other a little bit. Maybe, just maybe.
Derek, were you waiting for Mercedes to come out at the end of the match? Because I certainly was. I was ready for the CEO music to hit. I was like, you might as well. Let's do it.
I kind of was too. All right. Well, we're about 22 minutes in. Let's go ahead and introduce the show. This is the pwtorch post AEW Revolution pay-per-view show. And if this is your first time seeing and hearing Brian and Taylor together, welcome. You're colliding with us on a Sunday like you normally should, because we are the Collision Cafe. Brian Zilem, Taylor Halley. We're so glad to be with you today, and we appreciate Wade taking off because Wade reviews a million shows a week, and it's really cool that he gave us this. Great power comes great responsibility. We don't take that lightly, so we're trying to do the best job we can. If we appreciate everybody watching us on YouTube. If you want to give us a thumbs up, we really appreciate it. And for all of our audio listeners, VIP members, we appreciate your support through audio form. We love doing these shows on live stream, so check us out. And always remember, if you want to get in contact with Wade and kind of let him know your thoughts, feelings, thumbs up, thumbs down on the show, you can always shoot him an email at wadekeller postshow@gmail.com, and that's wadekeller postshow@gmail.com if you want to check him out. And we always appreciate anybody wanting, if you're ever interested on wanting to join the site, always shoot Wade an email, because we're always looking for contributors. If you want to kind of take a look and see what's going on, that's always an option. And for if you ever want to go VIP, you can always go check out the website at pwtorch.com/go VIP. Sign up with the credit card, debit card, PayPal, Patreon, and Spotify, or your Apple account to take advantage of that, because it's 10,000 shows at this point. Wade's got old school interviews, archives. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Taylor, thumbs up, middle, down for the show.
Oh, thumbs up. Definitely thumbs up. Definitely thumbs up. I mean, they could have cut like 2 or 3 matches from this thing easily. But it's an AEW pay-per-view, so you just buckle in and you're gonna be in for a long night. But I mean, it's always, it's never a disappointment. I think I've been with AEW. I've been watching AEW since the beginning. I think I can count on maybe 3 fingers the amount of pay-per-views I didn't think were worth the money. You know what I mean? They always come through. They always, it's always worth it. But yeah, I after the Bandito Idolo match, I was like, all right, let's go main event. And then I was like, dear God, there's a dog.
And I told you. And I said, Taylor,
I was like, oh my God.
One more match, brother.
I was like, oh my God, there's another one. I was like, I hope
and another one
just come and bum rushes these guys, and this match is 3 minutes. I was like, let's get the main event going, please.
Yeah. I will. For anybody who's heard me before doing shows, Viva, on the Collision Cafe or on a post show with Wade, this will always be kind of like a hard show to grade as a whole. It was a very good show. It's not a perfect score. There's still fundamental things where it's very kind of annoying. AEW knows what it can do to bump an 8 to a 9 and go to a 9 and 9.5. They're always kind of stuck in a weird pseudo 8 to 8.5 range for me, like always. And it's just, guys, come on. We know you can do all this fantastic stuff with 7 to 8 matches. Did we really have to add 2 to 3 extra matches? And not only that, like a lot of the, like, the trios match, surprising. The trios titles match, surprising. Did it need to go 20 minutes? And then obviously having the, celebration with Mystico, really cool. And just the fact that he has a dual contract, that's awesome. Just like that. And then the Cassidy Dogs match, it's just, I just don't know. And then, we'll go through it here in a little bit, but I absolutely think they missed a peak on Andrade Bandito. Just that should have went 14 minutes, and I think that would have been incredible. Now, the finish was fantastic, don't get me wrong, and it was still wrestled very well. I just don't think that needed to go 20 minutes. Absolutely not. Like that, I joked with as the show was going on, I joked with Taylor, this needed to be kind of like the AEW kind of like, I'm about to snort some cocaine, not really, but like you're like, this is like your AEW speed match where it's just like have them just go 8 minutes and just go crazy. Like you don't need this elegant story behind everything now. And obviously like the turnbuckle spot, I think the crowd kind of got worried that Andrade was legit hurt, and I saw some doofus website actually falsely accusing like AEW had to stop the match, and I was like, God, those bozos stink for reporting like false stuff like that. But just like there is no need for that to go 21 minutes. Absolutely, it's like super crazy. And what else? What I've got my notes here. Hold on, let's see. Let's look at my notes. What else went crazy long? Just great podcasting and YouTubing, Brian. Let's see. I thought the opener actually, I can't believe the opener went less than 20 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and semantics. Let's go ahead and start. So the show actually starts for those who didn't watch. Do you want to talk about the pre-show?
I mean, a nice hometown win for Jack Perry. I thought that was cool. I'm a Jack Perry guy. I root for that kid. I just something about him. I root for him. That was all I saw from the pre-show. I know my man, the Rizzler, got taken out, which I wasn't too happy about.
The Riz taking some bumps.
I'm a big Rizzler guy. Not so much Big Justice in the other one. I feel like the Rizzler is the Justin Timberlake of that group. You know what I mean? He's really the star. So I wasn't happy to see him get taken out like that. But yeah, good. Nice win for Jack Perry. I don't know. Maybe they'll actually do something with that title. I don't really still understand why that's even here.
Consolidate it. That's what they need to do with that title. Abolish
Yeah,
it. I never want to
yeah,
see it
yeah.
again.
But yeah, no. Let's just jump right into the. We'll jump right into FDR Bucks.
Okay. Well, I actually did have a funny couple things. Did you know Wayne Brady was at the show tonight?
No, I did.
Yeah, he took a spot. He took some bumps. Wayne Brady did.
Did Wayne Brady have to smack a bitch?
I mean, he sure did. Shane Taylor in the face, believe it or not. Very funny.
The best Chappelle show skit of all time, Wayne Brady.
Oh yes. And then the other pre-show notes I had, Willow and Cross was actually a very fun powerhouse match. Really like that. They actually had some stiff shots. And have you seen what in the blue hell is Lio Rush doing? I want to know what this is. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
So Lio Rush is bald now. He's bald. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's fully bald. And he has some contacts in. Lio Rush, very talented. I believe it was Excalibur or Shivani only described him as a golem.
Okay.
Yeah. There's he's like crawling. I was trying to understand and process what like I haven't seen that many clips of him on the indies. If he's doing a new gimmick, I have no idea. I like Lio Rush a ton. I think he's extremely talented, but I was just very confused and thrown off. I said Lio Rush ? In my notes with crazy eyes. I just had no idea.
I have to go look at that.
Yeah, it's something. It'll throw you off. But let's dive in. FTR Bucks. Incredible. Just this was by far the best match of their series, and it was not even close. Like
Easily.
By some distance. And with this, I liked how, I wasn't necessarily a believer in the blood feud, but I think they kind of had moderate build to this, and it wasn't too fake or too phony at all. I am absolutely shocked that like there was so much blood in this match. Maybe that's what was missing from everything else. I know they've had crazy ladder matches. They've had really fundamentally sound wrestling matches throughout their series. I've witnessed one where I was actively bored because it was a trios match with the Acclaimed, and I just did not care what was happening. And it just, both the Bucks and FTR at that time, it's like, it's not very interesting. This fundamentally was not, I don't think they were trying to chase anything. They were just like blowing and going 1,000 miles an hour, and it was incredible. It just, everybody looked in the mood. I was completely shocked the FTR won. I thought for sure, especially when you do the kids coming out, you've got the home, because traditionally Tony doesn't like beating people in their hometown. So completely shocked by that. Everything as far as like the, they work magic with each other. So it's just like, it's like riding a bike with them. Just, the near falls. I would say they alone should have had the one power out, kicking out at 1. I thought that was a good callback from the Revolution tag match that the Bucks had with Omega and Hangman. Very, everybody was great. Dax was great. Dax is such a mean dickhead, man. He's the absolute best. And then you've got Cash Wheeler, who's just a complete psychopath with his dives. I think he's going to kill somebody every time he does one of his dives. The Bucks, I feel like they turned on a different level, and this is a guy who saw them. I feel like, to me, watching the Bucks and Ospreay and Swerve, I felt like that was the best tag team match I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was so happy to see that the Bucks just kind of find this gear still, like at this stage in their career, just to say, actually, for anybody who forgot, we're a pretty fundamentally good tag team when we're not like in melodrama stuff, and this was great.
Yeah, I love that. I thought it was a I thought it was an awesome way to start the show. I had in my notes, First Blood 8:15 of the show. So that was, yeah. There was a lot of cool little spots they had in here. There was a spot where Dax was tuning up the band like Shawn Michaels, and then the
That
Bucks
was an
burst it
excellent
into the
spot.
sharpshooter. I love that little callback to Brett and Shawn. That's the feud that, like, when I was a kid, made me like love wrestling. That like was like, Shawn was always my guy. Yeah. So I thought, I do have one complaint. I have one complaint about this match. I'm disappointed that the Bucks kids didn't get involved with like pushing Stokely out of the wheelchair or pushing Stokely off the ramp on the wheelchair. I thought for sure we were going to get those kids and Stokely something there. I thought that would have been fun. But yeah, with the show being in LA and Cope and Christian had been gone for so long, yeah, I thought maybe this would be the spot that if the Bucks are going to lose, it was because Cope and Christian were going to come back at the LA show. So they're back. Cope kind of spoiled it when he came out with the shirt that said Cage and Cope, so you knew it. You knew Cage was coming. You knew Christian was coming pretty quickly. I think Copeland. It's still so weird to say Copeland. I want to say Edge so much.
Yeah.
It's still. I think Copeland looks great with the longer hair. Whatever he was doing before with that weird mullet he had made him look 60 years old. He looks so much better with that longer slick back hair. Yeah, and then if you want FTR to kind of be at the peak of their powers and have those titles for when Cope and Christian take them. Yeah, so that was return one of the night. I thought it was cool way to kick off the show. So we'll see. It'll be, I'm sure they'll get Beth Phoenix re-involved again. So it'll be cool to see where they go with it.
We wouldn't be doing our jobs properly, Taylor, if we didn't. You mentioned Stoke. God, man, the Stokely, man, taking the bumps tonight. That freaking bump he took from the Bucks, that's great. That's not an easy thing to take from a wheelchair and just get blown back and then getting his head taken off by old man Copeland, who's super pissed off. I was kind of waiting for Beth to come out. I thought Beth kicking Stokely's ass would have been kind of fun.
Yeah, you got to save that. You got to save it for the match. Probably you're gonna save that for the match.
Now, my only fear, for the love of everything holy, at almost 12:30 a.m. Central Time on March 16, 2026, 2026. Do not put these three men in a ladder match. No, absolutely. I want no more ladder matches. I want no more Texas Death from this company. Give me at least 6 months without plunder, please. And I don't. Edge and Christian, or Cope and Christian, do not need to be doing this at their age. Just absolutely not. I know Christian's dabbled a couple times in ladder-based stuff. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, Cope already broke his leg jumping off stuff. So
yeah, please,
please. That again.
Yeah. And ultimately, I found myself. This was a cool return. Christian. I actually like Christian actually sneaking up behind, being Cope not just being hard old man Cope, and actually utilizing his friends, and then obviously having the stare down with the Bucks. I would prefer. I don't know if I need a triple threat. It's probably going to happen. They kind of teased it. I would prefer, man, if you do Cope and Christian versus the Bucks at Wimbo, that's pretty big. If you do that at all in.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I was actually, what's weird too is I'm more excited for Christian than I am Cope. I think
nobody's really a Cope guy anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know. Just something really hasn't hit with me. I mean, I was an Edge fan back in the day. I don't know. I think sometimes he goes too corny with the promos. Sometimes I feel like he's too concerned with trying to get over something the fans can chant funny about whoever he's making fun of at the time. And it's usually something corny. I don't know. I don't know. It just hasn't worked for me. I mean, Christian's been perfect.
Yeah,
the father thing has been perfect. So yeah, we'll see. yeah, it'll be cool to see.
Yeah, I think with Cope too, he's hard old man Cope with his grit, and I think that gives people the ick. It gives me the ick. That's a wrestling ick for me. What like anybody in the chat? What's your wrestling ick? Like, what do you hate? What gives you the ick from wrestlers doing on TV? It could just be words said, moves done. What's your wrestling ick? That'll be the thing. The rest of the night. Let us know. Send Wade an email. Let him know what your wrestling ick is. I know Wade definitely hates it when tag teams don't actually properly break up a pinfall. Like, man, Mark Davis freaking I know Wade Shirley was clapping when Mark Davis broke up a pinfall where he just freaking trucked somebody, and then ergo that person fell over the other person and broke up the pinfall. That was pretty incredible. So, yeah, what is your wrestling ick? Let us know in the chat, and send Wade an email, and he'll read it on the shows. I imagine later this week. Next match after the Cope return. Let's see. This was Timeless Tony Storm, Marina Shafir. Everyone banned from ringside. You know what? I thought this ruled, man. Marina on a huge stage. I feel like as far as layout, which again is kind of frustrating, they laid out this perfectly, which is just like, why couldn't you have done this with the other parts of the card? Because you actually nailed this. It did not overstay its welcome. Tony Storm just made Marina look like a killer. All the stuff, I know Marina's stuff doesn't really translate sometimes on air, but they kept it simple. Everything was groundwork, and they just slapped the taste out of each other's mouths. It was great. And, Marina was just like taking everything from Tony. And, obviously it's kind of sets up. I was surprised they're running it. Well, actually, I'm not surprised they're running it back on Dynamite. That I imagine they will go bananas on Dynamite with no holds bar. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, well, oof. Probably not. Damn. I'm just now. I thought about what I just said, and they have to follow all this. God bless you, ladies. Jeez.
Oh, I know.
Oh
But no, I
God.
agree. I thought it was an awesome match. I thought Shafir looked great. Tony looked great as always. I mean, she was really laying in those hip attacks, those 3 in a row hip attacks.
Those looked incredible, by the way,
Yeah.
and they looked like those absolutely would suck.
And this was a tough spot to be on the card too. After that FTR Bucks match,
For
both
sure.
came back. I think this match didn't start until like 45 minutes into the show or something crazy like that. So yeah, I mean, they killed it. I thought they really did a great job. I mean, God, I guess we have to get to Rousey. I guess we'll do it 43 minutes into the podcast. We'll get to Ronda. Okay. You give your thoughts, I guess.
Okay, I just have to laugh at this. The level of pettiness from Ronda is incredible. She's about to do this like boxing UFC thing. I don't even know what it is on Netflix. She hates TKO and WWE so much right now. She's gotta just pop up on a pay-per-view, which is just incredible levels of petty. I like, just as someone who's gotten into more trash TV, I think this is incredible messiness. As someone who's like, come on, we gotta laugh, we gotta enjoy some of this. Like, this is the kind of silly stuff you can kind of laugh at if you want to kind of peel back the onions. I think this is incredibly petty on several levels, which is very funny to me. And then again, like with WWE's relationship with Netflix too, and they're probably gonna have to promote the Ronda thing on TV. It's funny. It's funny. You gotta laugh, as my friends at What Culture Wrestling would say. You gotta laugh at this.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey is just one of those people who I cannot stand. I cannot stand her. It's funny. All of a sudden, Ronda wants to be back in wrestling when she's got a fake fight to promote in May. Where, spoiler alert, she's going to put Carano in an armbar within 25 seconds, and that'll be the end of that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that this is just a one-off. I mean, obviously, she's not going to be able to wrestle until this thing in May is over, I would imagine. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't want Tony Storm anywhere involved with Ronda Rousey. Good luck putting those two in the ring with a microphone. Tony will eat her alive, and Ronda will do her pouty thing that she does when the fans start to boo her. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not a fan of Ronda Rousey.
Fans weren't really going crazy. I think they were just like more like, "Holy shit, what is she like? What is she doing in the Impact Zone?" Like,
Yeah,
I was legit. I thought they were doing something because I thought they were panning to Tony a little bit too long, and it's just like Ronda's in the ring. Now, to be fair, for anybody who's listened to Collision Cafe, I did pitch Lady Death Riders last year for Blood and Guts. And Shayna everybody likes to be fun on socials. Shayna Baszler did tweet the four horsewomen for life or something like that on social. So I don't know, man. Like, ultimately, if this is a way for John Moxley to get booted out of Death Riders, I'm into it. Have the women boot out Moxley. That's kind of badass to me. Like especially if you can have this pseudo hard man's group turn into like the hard ladies group where they're just like, no, we're actually in charge. You're going to do what we say because we're the hardest people in this group. It's like, oh, okay. So
yeah, I mean, halfway through the Statlander run with the title, I was like, they should just put her in the Death Riders at the beginning when they were teasing.
I'm telling, they had something there. I don't know why they lost the plot with that, because that with Yuta and her wrestling like Yuta, it was just there was something there. I really wish they would have channeled it and went to it because it was something.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, I hope this is just a one-off thing with Rousey. I'm good with it. It always ends bad with her. So just juice isn't worth the squeeze with that one.
Yeah. Derek Mitchell does bring up, obviously Ronda's dabbled in AEW land before, wrestling with in ROH, which is completely factual. Because when I saw that, I was kind of wondering, holy crap, is Rousey going to wrestle Athena on Ring of Honor and I'm going to be there? That's kind of cool to see if that's actually a possibility.
Yeah.
And Derek I should have actually called this out. Derek Mitchell. Shout out to Derek Mitchell. I know a couple of Wade's icks. Shades of Grey, Billy Gunn. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good fella 1422 in our YouTube chat. Maria's kicks were snug tonight. Tony took a beating, made her look great. She absolutely did. I just
totally agree.
Which again was frustrating about some of the pacing and formatting of the card. They did that perfectly, which again, they know how to make an 8 out of 9, but they always just like to they overindulge. It's like Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat. Brian, even though Ronda versus Gina is on Netflix, most valuable promotion that is promoting the fight is not affiliated with TKO. That's also true.
Yeah, it's Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, I believe that is Jake Paul. Good old Jake Paul. Okay, Sean, I know you've been waiting in the chat. Let's run through Moxley and Takeshita, and we'll get Sean up here and get his thoughts on the show and anything else he would like to discuss. So, Takeshita Moxley, I was uber shocked that this not open. I'm so glad it did not open. I was halfway expecting this to open and go 35 minutes. I'm so glad it did not. Very, 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 very good. I feel like this was better than their last match that they had Australia, I feel.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Takeshita Shiner, bleeding from his Shiner. That's good stuff. And, it barely, it went 23 minutes, so it did technically go 3 minutes over the 20-minute time frame. I thought for 100% Takeshita was winning this title. I was shocked Moxley retained, honestly.
I was shocked too. I love the beginning of the match, where Marina and Marina and Ronda left. Sorry, it's 1:40. My brain's falling apart.
Hey,
where Marina and Ronda left, and then immediately went into Mox's entrance. I thought that was like such a cool transition.
That was very good. Good
Just go
call.
right into that match. I thought that was so cool. Yeah. So coming into this, I had just been so beaten down by Mox and Takeshita had been in the ring wrestling each other. I feel like every week at this point in these mixed matches. So I coming in, I really wasn't like super pumped for it because I feel like I had seen these guys so much over the last like 6 weeks in the ring already. But this was one of my favorite matches of the night easily. They crushed it. I mean, this was so good. I mean, just so good. Mox kicking out of the Rage and Fire, being the first guy to ever do that. I mean, he kicked out at like 2.99 seconds. I mean,
that
was
was
an
Roman Reigns
kick out.
Very good.
I love the end, the choke out. I thought they just absolutely killed it. I loved. I feel like right now Moxley has one of the best cutters in wrestling. I mean, it's
Agreed.
so smooth and so cool. When he hit Takeshita with that cutter, and then they had that camera angle, and you could just see Takeshita rising above him. You know what I mean? Like Michael Myers standing up. It was so cool. Yeah, I love this match.
I will say I'd probably put this maybe 2 over their Rampage match. Just, I'm biased. I was there at the Rampage match, and I thought that was kind of one of the first. That's when Takeshita was popping up a lot. I don't know if he was official All Elite yet, but that's when they were kind of beating him a lot, and he was kind of slowly getting this vibe. I don't know if you remember this match, Taylor, but it was on Rampage. Mox was this is when like in Mox's like heyday when they ended in why he was bleeding all the time, but he was like he was bleeding like a stuffed pig. And Takeshita kicked out of the Paradigm Shift at 1, which again, this is kind of like they were trying to. I feel like they were trying to do a callback at that, but since you just did the Bucks FTR kick out at 1, did you really need to do that? Probably not. Which to me, I don't know if that was a flub. I don't even think that was a flub. I think that was intentional. Just like y'all go out there and do whatever the hell you want tonight. It's the first pay-per-view of the year. Like, let's go hog wild. So.
Yeah, this. I'm usually not a fan too of like the spam kickouts, like everything kick out. But when they do it and it works, like it worked in this match, it's so good. Like when Takeshita kicked out of that Avalanche Death Rider, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe like, this is so good, so good. I love the choke at the end. I love how Mox hooked his legs. Hooked his arms. I loved everything about this match. It was so good. Yeah.
If Moxley was not involved still as like a heel, although he's in a heel group, he wrestles as a face, and they've been feuding with the Don Callis family. I want to love John Moxley so bad. He's one of my favorites. Just you see how good fundamentally he is. He makes you just like, God, John Moxley's so smart. The way he covers somebody after it just. Why doesn't everybody do that? It's because he's smarter. He's the ace for the reason. But then it's like, I know some people they have John Moxley fatigue. They're already ready for him to go away again. And, I'm really intrigued to see what they do with this Ospreay stuff. What did you think of the Dragon? I've seen some people calling it Wolverine, Dragon Ball Z kind of video package for Ospreay. They did the lights off gimmick for the Ospreay package, and then Ospreay came back and looked great. Crowd went bananas, of course, and he killed everybody. I was wondering if he was going to have any hope, and he's like, nope, he's doing all his crazy flippy stuff. He did not die, thank God, but he did not. And we're getting Moxley and Ospreay, which God, by proxy, Moxley tried to kill and end Ospreay's career, so it has to be some type of stip, maybe. I don't know if Ospreay just takes the title, but it's like, does Ospreay really need the Continental title? I mean,
yeah, no, I don't think he does. So for whatever reason, it didn't hit me right away that the video was Ospreay. Like about like I don't know, maybe like a third of the way through, I was like, who the hell is this? And then for whatever reason, it like hit me. I don't know. I don't know if it was because uh, the video, the way the video was, it didn't strike me as like an Osprey video, like the way like in I don't know, it was just weird. But I was pumped when he came back. I mean, Will Ospreay is my favorite wrestler right now. So yeah, I mean, he came out, he looked like a star when he ran back in the ring and did the Osprey chants with that crowd, and I mean, that was electric. I mean, it was an electric factory in that place. It was so cool. We talked about it earlier when he dived off the top to the side.
Jesus,
it's like, well, I guess
Jeez.
I guess we're going pedal to the metal again. Yeah. So I mean, for me, I'm with you. I love Moxley. I think that's why I've been so frustrated with the Death Riders, because it's just like it's not even that like it's like he's it's their heels, he's a face. It's just it's like it's getting tired and kind of boring. So this Osprey thing now is really going to inject some life back into this. I would imagine the Don Callis family is still going to be involved because of Osprey's being involved with Callis for a while there. I'm sure it will all kind of intertwine or whatever. But yeah, no, this Osprey coming back is a big jolt of energy to Moxley right now, and that whole Death Riders thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one who wants Moxley to go away. I mean, I enjoy him every week.
I think we've already mentioned it. What's frustrating me about the Death Riders, I was under the impression after Blood and Guts where they just had to shoehorn them in versus Kyle O'Reilly and everybody else, which ultimately I think Mox helped Kyle O'Reilly out for that match. But I stomached the Death Rider that match in hopes of leading to something better, which Statlander that was there, which I kind of wonder by proxy by them kind of messing that up. They kind of like, they missed two things. And I say this knowing I loved Mox's matches he had with Fletcher and Okada. I don't know, man. I just feel like that you could have intertwined it. You had two stories there, which you could have gone a different route. And yeah, people want to, and the thing is, people want to cheer Moxley. They want to cheer him. They don't want to. They do not want to boo John Moxley. Absolutely not. And I don't know if he's one of those guys. He's. I don't know if fans will actually naturally boo him anymore, like an MJF. He just like he's day one guy. He's lovable. They like everybody loves Mox. Everybody likes Mox. Everybody likes Renee. They want to cheer for him. So I want to cheer for you, Mox. Like let's move on. And now we'll get the Osprey Death Rider gauntlet, Taylor. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, although him killing Wheeler Yuta, that could be fun.
He smoked Daniel Garcia too.
Maybe we could get a little. Well, I don't know if it's a good idea to do it on screen, but we could do a little Mr. and Mrs. We do Mr. and Mrs. Osprey versus Mox and Marina. That could be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to get Osprey involved with the Brawling Birds there.
Yes, our favorites. All right, Goodfella 1422 in our YouTube chat. Mox bores me, open or middle of the card. If fine for me. His promos are good. Just meh. Let's see. We've got Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat. I've got Osprey fatigue already because he represents what I think the problem that plagues AEW and wrestling in general.
What do you mean, Derek?
Yeah, expand and we'll read it. And we'll wait for your chat and we'll read it aloud, Derek. But before we do that, Sean has been waiting for a while. We're gonna bring him up. Sean, how's it going?
It's going well, guys. Yeah, it's good to be on with you. I was just clicking because I have so many things on that Mox Takeshita match. I wanted to bring that up real quick because you were already on there. And
go for it.
No, Taylor. I love you, but I always feel like I'm a contrarian to you because I don't want to be that way. I just feel like I am. The Mox match was better than the one in Australia, like you said, Brian. I'm with you there. I thought the work was a lot better, a lot more crisp. I hate like this no selling everything. I hate that. I just hate it. It takes me out of it a lot of times. I just think the fans are like the fans were into it. They were into whatever all they were doing.
Great crowd tonight.
Okay, yeah, I get that part of it. I'm like, okay, they're into it. I get it. That's just not for me. It's not for me. Like they're suplexing each other and they're just putting them on their heads and they're just getting right back up and just coming back at each other. That to me, I don't know. That's what hurt me about Osprey a lot of times. Even though I love Osprey, I do, and I'm excited about him coming back. That's what worries me about his matches. They do a lot of that, and I'm trying to get used to that because that's just the style he likes, and that's the style they let him do, and that's what they're gonna do. Man, you take me out of it when you don't sell anything. You just don't sell it, and that hurt it. And then he kicks out at one, and I'm just like you said, I'm like, what are we doing here? And then Mox wins, which I don't agree with, only because the Osprey stuff, they didn't need that. And with Takeshita, even though I don't think it's great for him to have the Continental title, if you're building to hopefully merging the titles again, which you didn't need to separate them to begin with, but if you're going to merge them again, have him and Okada build to this feud with him and Okada, for God's sake, and do the match and build to it and merge the titles again. I don't know why Mox had to keep the title for that to happen. I don't understand. I want the Death Rider stuff to end. I want him as if they're going to have him as a face, just do it. Yuta, we don't want to root for him. Garcia, we don't need him being a face again. We saw that. It sucked. We don't need that again. Yep. And Marina, yeah, we do like her, but plays a heel really well, and we want her to be a heel because we want to boo her. We want to cheer what she's doing, as far as wrestling, but we want to boo her as a character. So Pac does the same thing. I mean, he's feels so cold just standing there. I don't even know what he's doing at this point. Why is he even around? I don't get it. I mean, they're just not doing anything with him. What do you think they're going to do with Pac here? Because I just don't get. I mean, he's just standing around, just not doing anything. Like, what is the reason for you being here?
that was one of my main complaints about this Death Riders thing too. Is that you have Moxley and Pac, who are clearly, for me, I'm not a Claudio guy. Claudio's awesome.
I'm not either.
Claudio's awesome in the ring, but if you've seen one Claudio match, you've seen them all. It's going to be an uppercut fest.
That's my favorite bit from
Taylor. It's going to be an uppercut fest. He's going to spin you. He's going to lift you and throw you, and that's it. So you have Garcia. You have Garcia, who is, I mean, at this point, Garcia is the best thing he's done in the last year is change from those god awful shorts he was wearing to going back. All right. So you have Garcia, Claudio, and Yuta, who, I'm sorry, they're boring. They're paint drying on the wall as far as I'm concerned. You have Pac, who's awesome. When Pac first came back, he was cutting awesome promos. He was menacing and like a villain, and he was putting on awesome matches. And then he just went away. Now he's back. He's kind of just like a background player. He's just wasting away. Mox is like, again tonight, he's like a baby face going to shake hands with Takeshita. He's pumping up the crowd. I just feel like this Death Riders thing, every faction has an expiration date. And I feel like the expiration date is passed on this. It's just time. So that's why I'm kind of happy that Osprey, I've just been so tired of this Don Callis thing with them. For me, I'm just happy that Osprey's back because it's going to be something different. You know what I mean? I wrote in my article. I wrote in my article. And I talked to Wade about it when I co-hosted that. To me, the Death Riders to me just feel like a group of guys that just like hanging with each other and traveling with each other. And I feel the same way. I got a group of friends that have been my friends since junior high, and when other people want to hang out, I'm like, nah. They're like, who's gonna be there? Who's going to be there? Who's driving? You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of feel about them. So I'm totally on board with you with that, Sean. Something's got to change.
Yeah. I did actually want to get back to pause real quick and get to Derek Mitchell's chat that we asked him about.
Oh, elaborate. Oh, right.
Let's see.
Bring it.
All right, Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat says, in response to our question to elaborate, he says AEW has African American, Mexican, Japanese performance on the roster, but in my opinion, there's still an undeniable whiteness up and down the card, particularly when you look at the main event scene. Interesting. It's
a point.
Yeah, no. Like, I think it's it's an interesting conversation to have and think about. I feel like at least objectively, Osprey, Osprey and Max was always going to be the direction for All In. It just seemed very,
Yeah,
it just seemed very laid
that's
out.
true.
I mean,
And it should be.
yeah. And now, not to say, I mean, maybe they could pivot, and maybe if let's say if somehow Swerve won the title and they wanted to do Swerve and Osprey, which Osprey lost to Swerve in their first match, I'm completely open to that. I like absolutely. And I think on the site specifically, I don't want to necessarily speak for every contributor, but Wade and I specifically love Kevin Knight. I think they're doing him. That's going to be a guy that they're going to push to the freaking moon. And obviously you've got Bandito, who's which normally the AEW doesn't really give like acts that get kind of like mildly over like the push, and they went with him and Brody King. Nice little tag team run, and he's still featured. He was on a pay-per-view match tonight. Obviously Japanese performers. You've got Takeshita still up there, which again is that more of a over? You've got way too many people on your roster. Yes, absolutely.
Takeshi's losing too much, I would say too. I think he's losing way too much.
I mean, I'm with you, Sean. They need to kind of get the move on with him and Okada. I think people want to cheer with Takeshita because he's very good. Like he's very, 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 very good. I don't think people realize how his size and athleticism. He's like a freak. The way he moves in the ring, he's incredible. Let's get a move on, and let's see. What else do we have in the chat? Goodfella 1422 in our YouTube chat. Commentary should at least describe it's a spike, easy explanation, IMO. If it's consistent through the match, describes it as a strong style. Tell us otherwise, or I feel like Sean does.
Oh, not just kicking. Yeah, just jumping up and no selling everything. Yeah,
I mean that's like a problem across like all wrestling companies, right? Nobody it just just like kind of eats itself. Unfortunately, it just and because Sean Taylor and I absolutely loved the Kevin Knight MJF match, because I almost wanted MJF to win by abdominal stretch, just something different. Like God forbid if you sell a body part. It's just and I know that people think that's boring, but I mean, they were just slowing it down, doing headlock takeovers, arm drags, and MJF just focused on Kevin Knight's rib and made him look like $1 million.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I liked the match. I didn't maybe like it as much as you guys, but I liked what they were doing. I mean, I liked the story of it. I mean, it was what it should have been. I mean, Kevin Knight's going to be able to have bigger matches and more high flying matches later down the line. I mean, he's already had some of them, but he'll have more as he goes along, and the fans get to know him and kind of work into him. But I thought it was good. And going back to MJF, I was talking about that. I hope they have a plan for the Hangman stuff. I hope they do. I still don't think this was stupid for him to put his say he's not going to fight for the title ever again. That's stupid. They didn't need to do that. That was so convoluted and so dumb to get there. And yeah, I'm with you, Brian. I at least don't do the Texas Death for a while. I'm just numb to what they do now. I'm numb to it. The fans just kind of oh, I can't believe they, but I can. They do it all the time. It's the stuff on top of the head, the what do you call it? Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so lame. So I mean, it hurt. I know it hurt MJF. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but and then the syringe is just so. I don't know.
I did on the skewer spot though when Danielson was like, oh my God, he just got that part of his hair done.
Yeah, that was
a great.
That was funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back rolling this card a little bit. All right, fourth match in the card, title change. Babes of Wrath versus what was her name? Taylor.
Divine Dominion.
Divine Dominion.
Not a good name.
I thought it was Domination. It's Divine Dominion.
That's better.
I thought it was Domination, but okay. I like that better. But more or less a squash. A title change that needed to happen. Megan Bain and Cross. I might have pinned Willow or not Harley Cameron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My only kind of criticism, but other than that, this accomplished two things. You built up Megan Bain because God dang, man, she's the business. Her and Cross together look like $1 million trillion bucks. I feel like them with the tag titles, the division, no disrespect to Willow and Cameron, it feels legitimate. It feels like big time. And then I'm already booking them versus the Brawling Birds at Wembley for the tag team titles, and they are going to absolutely beat the holy piss out of each other, and it's going to be great. And not only that, Willow gets the focus as a singles champion because that's what she needs. Like, Willow needs to be out there defending the TVS title. Now, I think her, like, I know she wants to be a fighting champion, but her wanting to fight for both titles twice on the same night when she didn't necessarily have to, I kind of question you, Willow. What are we doing there? Like, and you smile and I love you, but maybe not do that. But goals accomplished with this match. Sean, what'd you think?
No, I thought it was good for what it was. I mean, they had the stuff at, when Willow lost or beat Cross, they had her get beat down. So you kind of knew that was going to happen going into the match. Like, they're going to have her get beat down. They're going to kind of, because you knew, like, Bane and Cross, I do think Cross, I hadn't seen anything of her. I don't know of her until she came here. So I don't know what she necessarily brings other than what I've seen so far. And she looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better for her to be in a tag team with Megan Bane, somebody that
Sure.
looks like her and has the physique of her. And I think they can work off of each other really well. Because I'm with you. I like Megan a lot too. Her losing to Tony so early was so dumb. Like,
underrated match. Underrated match.
It was good. No, it was good.
If they really wanted to do something shocking, I know obviously that would have derailed the Mercedes stuff and everything else, but man, they just it was a really good match. It was a really good match, and yeah, because Megan Bane, man, she's gonna be a champion. And Sean, Taylor and I always like Megan Bane because for someone so big and like she doesn't look clunky, like, because sometimes you'll get a bigger guy out there in a match and he looks like an oaf. She doesn't look like awkward when she sells, and I think that's one of the more impressive things about her. And she does all this crazy stuff, and she does a claymore like just the fact that she can kind of do a claymore with ease and do dives. And like she can freaking take somebody's heads off. Like you said, Sean, her paired with Cross, it seems like it's easy. It's a shame that Bane and Ford didn't get to do that. But obviously with this being I don't know if this was always the plan, but if this was a pivot, I think it's definitely the right way. And then I want them to wrestle the Inspiration on Wednesday and run through them. Like, absolutely, just they will stooge for them, and I bet it'll be incredible. Like let them sports entertain for 60 seconds, and they will just absolutely kill them. And then you can kind of say, hey, Brawling Birds, it took you guys 90 seconds to beat these goopers. We beat them in 45.
That's right. And there was one thing where Cross and Bane did a double team move where Bane's kick didn't even land. It looked really bad.
I think it was with the Claymore. She kind of it wasn't great, but that's okay. That
was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The match itself was fine for what it was. Willow and Harley, like I said, Harley has improved, but I still think she's got a long way to go. I think Willow definitely needs to be on her own. Let her do the TBS title stuff on her own. Let her do her own thing. That we need to build up the TBS title, make it feel important. And they have not done that at all in the last year. They need to do a better job. If you're gonna have a secondary title, make it feel more important. And Willow, I'm with Wade. I do think Willow can be off-putting, but I still enjoy her. I still think she's good in the ring. I still think there's stuff with her to dig more into. But yeah, just be happy, but make it feel more genuine. And sometimes she can make it feel like she's just trying to do it because that's what she's supposed to do instead of really feeling that character. I want her to really be the character, but if that's who you are, make it feel that's who you are. I want to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, good for what it was in Bane and Cross. I think it was a good thing to put the titles on.
Taylor, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way. It was time for a title change. Willow and Harley, I thought did a great job being, the inaugural women's tag team titles. Made those titles feel important, which I think is lacking in AEW sometimes. Bane. One of the things the same thing I like about Harley Cameron, the same thing I like about Bane. You can see them getting better. You can tell they're putting in the work. That was one of my major complaints about Britt Baker back in the day is you could see her like getting worse. You know what I mean? You could tell that she made it to the top and she was like, well, I'm just going to be here forever now. And you could kind of see her not putting in the work, getting worse. Her matches were getting worse. So anytime I see someone getting better, you can tell they're putting in the work. I'm always going to root for them. And yeah, so we'll see. I think Derek had a good comment in the chat about who are they going to face now. And I didn't even think about that. Because you got the Brawling Birds, you got the Inspiration, you got the Sisters of Sin, but they're heel. Trying to think of some other tag teams off the top of my head. I think they're going to have to stop pairing some of these women up. Yeah. I don't want Tony and Mina together anymore.
No.
I want Tony far away from Mina.
Yes.
I think that was one of the things I was kind of mad about the Rousey thing. I was like, oh God, please don't put Tony with Rousey.
Oh, that's
get Tony back in the world title scene as quickly as we can here. Get her with Tekla. Let's see what they can do. Yeah, I'm just wondering though who they can pair up to try to get some more women's tag teams because they have been building the division. I mean, they have been putting focus on it, which I like. I just don't know.
You've got they haven't been on TV in a minute, but you've got the newly signees of Hyon and Maya World. That's like one team they could have like a nice little mini feud with to kind of build everybody up. And honestly, I don't really think I need Bane and Cross to go 5-10 minutes. Like just have them like if the dogs showed us anything from last week's Collision, give me a good squash. Like I'm completely okay with that. Like find like the weakest looking goobers and just have them run through them. Like I'm like just have them do that for like a month and just like absolutely kill people. Like I'm completely okay with that. But like Maya World, Hyon, that's an option. I mean, we've got Billy Starks and Athena. If
do you think they could? Do you think that they could do? Sorry to interrupt you. If they, they haven't done enough to make me think it could work. But do you think they could put Stat and Rosa together and make it work? I think they could make something work with them. They've already had them together. Like make them.
I'm interested.
That match they had with the Sisters of Sin on Collision was awesome.
That was
great. I thought that they worked. I mean, and that would give Statlander something to do, and you would kind of have a mouthpiece for her too with Thunder Rosa, because Thunder Rosa can talk. It's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, there you go, Sean.
Put them together.
See, everybody thinks Sean's like this negative, like AEW guy, but he's over here pitching stuff and trying to like make the division.
I watch the comics, so I don't hate it that bad, or else I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, I know. Well, because like everybody just like, oh,
we complain because we care. That's right.
Yeah. we add criticism because we know it could be better, and we provide solutions most of the time, unless it's like I don't know. But no, that's a good shout. I like that because I don't know what Stats doing next because speaking of Stats, that was our next match on the card here.
I want to talk about that too.
Stat, Tekla, women's world title, 2 out of 3 falls. I think this was the first time the crowd got a little bit tired. Sean was actually he and I were exchanging messages, and I just felt. Man, I just don't think that the fans is not. I think the fans care about Tekla. They do not care about Stats. I was still kind of confused why they ran this back again after, especially Tekla won the title. I would have just left it fine. Or if anything, rather than a random trios match, a men's trios match is kind of there. Why not just put women out there and maybe they just go out there and steal a show? Like they could have easily done Tekla, Sisters of Sin versus whoever, and Stat and Willa or Stat and Rosa could have added third, and then you could have teased tension between Stat and Thunder if you wanted to, but I don't know. I thought the first fall was I was kind of like, that's interesting. The heel got the first fall. Which I guess traditionally, if the babyface in this point wants to chase, that's fine. I will say after the first fall, Statlander looked a lot better. She just looked like a bullet. She was just beating the piss out of Tekla like she should. Use her power. I saw the kind of go home promo from Collision. She was showing emotion, which like I've been asking for her to emote and show something. So I'm just like, okay, there's something there. Let's try to get that on TV stat. We know you're very talented on screen. Let's promote that. Let's emote that. Let's try to like relate to the common person so that way people can get behind you, because just I don't think people really cared for the match. I think they would chime in. They cheered for the end, and the Sisters of Sin running in, causing the distraction, which I'm just like, fine, whatever. But I'm just ready to move on from this. Let's get her and Tony. Let's get a proper feud with her and Tony Storm involved, because that's what Taylor and I were so excited about last week when we saw Tony Storm said she was coming for the world title. Let's get a serious program with Tekla, because I think Tekla and Tony Storm, I think that's a nice little pairing. Ultimately, what's the plan with Tekla? Does she hold the title until All In? Probably. I mean, I guess I'm not really sure what ultimately what the plan is. I mean, Mercedes is obviously in the picture at some point once she loses all the belts, and I'm really glad. I don't know if you guys or anybody in the chat or anybody listening has seen Mercedes doing some good work, losing all the belts, dropping it to the people, and I don't mind her kind of like the clips going a little viral, her like being emotional, actually taking the pinfall, not losing it in a trios match. Like I know everybody kind of bemoaned all the belts Monday, but and they're matching every time she loses a belt on TV now, which I think is obviously going to build to her character shift, which is to me still intriguing, because after she left and lost the TBS title, she says she was going to come more for blood. So it's like, are you by proxy, you're kind of acting like a face when you're losing all these titles and you're having these emotional moments, but it's like, you said you were going to be a heel. Like, I don't know, but I'm interested. But Taylor, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely probably the weakest match on the card. I mean, I'm a Tekla fan. There were a couple of things in the match when I think it's the referee's name is Paul Turner, when he got knocked to the outside, and then Tekla went out there to go get his belt. But before she got his belt, she just kicked him in the ribs for no reason. It made me laugh. It made me laugh so hard. I don't know why. She just kicked him for no reason and then stole his belt. Also, when Tekla does that crossbody off the top rope to the outside, I don't know what it is. If it's the camera angle they use or because of how small she is. She literally looks like she's flying. Like the way she stretches out, I think it just looks so cool the way she does that. After the match, they zoomed in on the welt she had from the belt. I mean, she got lit up. That one on her stomach looked nasty. It was already like, it looked like a blood blister was already there. That was
rough.
Really. Like I said earlier, with all the returns, I was waiting for Mercedes to come out. I was like, why not? Let's just throw her out there. Everyone else is coming back tonight. Let's do that tonight. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Statler and them, I feel like every time I'm on one of these post shows, I'm beating up on her and I feel bad about it. But it's like, as soon as she comes out with that eye makeup, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are you? You know what I mean? It's just like, she came out with the goofy eye makeup, and it's just like, are we an alien again? Because last week you were like a bodyguard, not talking. Now we're an alien again. I just
guys.
Wow, we got to sneak in.
We got to run in.
Gosh,
we got to run in.
Oh, come on! I was actually like thinking there was a run in, like literally.
We've got a run in here. Maybe.
Is there? Come on.
Don't
tease
maybe
us like that. Come on.
Yeah. I've not actually been checking the email, so I'm not sure. There he goes. Maybe. Wade, are you there?
Oh, dang it.
Maybe.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah,
I feel like we should all shut the lights off in our room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is he running in?
Oh,
is he running in? Maybe.
So I guess I'll say what I thought. I don't dislike Tekla. I like Tekla. I do think the title should be on her, of course, because it wasn't working on Statlander, and they needed to do anything to get the belt off her. So you just go with the next person, and Tekla was it at the moment. She has charisma. I like her charisma. Her with Julie and Sky does not work for me at all. I don't know why they're even together. Get Tekla on her own. The toxic stuff that doesn't. I mean, it all feels forced to me. It doesn't feel real. It's just like, I don't know. She's just doing a gimmick just to do a gimmick, and I want her to be I want to feel her character, and I don't yet, and I'm all in to try to do that. I'm not like giving up on her. I mean, she's talented. She's very talented, especially in the ring. The ref bump. Can I not have a ref bump in any match in any company for a long time? Like a long time. I know why they do it. I just don't need. We don't need them. Nobody needs them. They don't enhance the match. And Stat looked like a freaking idiot for making a move and trying to pin her when you know that the ref is freaking out of the way. Like I don't like. Somebody even brought it up. Was it? I don't even know who it was, but Cody actually looked good for not doing it in his last match that had a ref bump. He actually didn't because he knew there was no ref was going to count. And Stat's like, oh, I got to count. I had her pinned.
Visual
Come
pain.
on, it's just stupid. Stop doing that. It makes you look like an idiot. And then the match itself was okay. I mean, why was it a 2 out of 3 falls? I have no idea. I mean, just to make it go longer. We need matches to go really long on this show. Like we don't already have that. But the match itself was fine. It just, like you said, Tekla and Tony. I'm there for it. I think that'll bring something out of Tekla that she needs to bring because I think there's something. Even though she has it, I think it feels missing, and I think Tony can bring that out with a promo battle. I think we could kind of get something and make me feel, and her beating Tony, because she has to beat Tony because Tony's had the belt too many times. I think if you're gonna have them wrestle, I think Tekla has to win and build her up even more. So yeah, I'm interested in that. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's look at our YouTube chat here. Let's see here. Derek Mitchell. I thought Statlander was the one of the power and pain with the face paint. Well, and then they both had the same face paint. You can't really do that. They both had like pink.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, and then Tekla's gear was kind of more matching towards that, which I don't know if maybe I don't know. It just looks weird. If they were paired as tag team partners, that probably makes a little bit more sense. But they were not. They were opponents. All right. Next match on the card. This was our trios title match. Don Callis family.
I think did we miss Sweaty Bro? I think we missed.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Brody's Bird was next. I think.
Did we? Oh, dang it! I'm so sorry.
Was that before the Tekla Statlander match?
Yeah, good call.
Tekla.
See,
yeah.
I'm delirious. Okay, thank you for calling that out. I was just like, how did I miss that? Okay, you're absolutely right. Technically, let's fast rewind.
Sean, are you an East Coast guy? What time is it for you right now?
Yeah.
2 or 1?
That's after 1, but who cares? It's fine. I'll get up in the morning. It'll be like it never happened.
Yeah. Brody King, Swerve Strickland technically was the match after Babes of Wrath and Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Match went 14 minutes. I would have had I would have preferred Brody King to go over, but I will say in terms of power moves, selling, I think they both made each other look great. I just Swerve being able to do what he was able to do with Brody made him kind of look like the top killer, honestly. Just some of those moves where he's able to still get Brody up with the power bomb. Brody doing the flying big man press, which is like actually more impressive than any other strongman move because he had to like balance himself and still leap, and that like he's a big guy. So it goes back to the old saying, right? Like, like Sting doing a dive can somehow just be the coolest spot you can do, which you don't have to do crazy 360s all the time. Just that was amazing just to see that. The vertebreaker outside on the concrete, like that was crazy. The power bomb on the apron, that was crazy as well. I thought King was a shoe-in to win because he was again the hometown guy, but Swerve wins. I would say the match definitely opened crazy when Brody went for a cannonball and Swerve just kicked him right in the head. Kind of cool. 14 minutes, and then Kenny Omega returns to save the day. One of many returns of the night. Sean, what'd you think?
I thought it was definitely a very physical, hard-hitting match, which is what I was expecting from him. I was worried there's going to be a lot of blood, so I was glad there was not.
Yes.
That was good. Was very thankful for that. The vertebreaker it scared me. It actually really did, because if Brody moves his head, I mean, they're doing it safe, but if Brody moves his head a certain way, he lands straight on his head, and that really scared me. I mean, it worked out well. It was fine. But they made it look good. But it was like, oh my gosh, man, you guys are doing a little too much here. We don't need to do all this kind of stuff. Like but it was physical, hard hitting. I mean, I like Brody as well. I just think I was torn because if you're gonna have Swerve turn heel right away, I just don't think he should be losing his first feud that he's in.
Right.
I don't think that's good for where he's going as a heel, and so I think you have to build him and Nana to kind of get that first big. But it's stinks because I really do like Brody in the ring and as a promo. I think he's really good, and I feel like they've had chances to do more with him, and they haven't, and so where do they go from here? I'm not really sure, but Swerve is the one I think they should be still pushing hard, and this is a good way to do it because Brody's a known factor and he's dangerous, just as dangerous as Swerve is. So I mean, it worked out for what they were doing, and it was physical, hard hitting. It worked for me. It was good.
Taylor, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like coming into this, both guys really needed a win. I also thought it was tough having a match where you're fighting for to be the most dangerous man in AEW when there's already
with the main event
match,
Texas Death Match. Yeah.
So I like Derek Mitchell's comment where I wish that they had talked more about both of these guys trying to get back in the main title scene. I think that would have made a lot more sense. I think that's been one of the best parts the last 2.5 months is everybody at the top wanting that title, focusing on that title. So doing this little who's the most dangerous man when there's we got guys putting syringes through their mouths an hour later. It was kind of tough. Yeah, I mean that power bomb by Swerve on the ring apron when he picked him up was incredible. Swerve is an absolute beast.
That's good. That looked good.
Yeah, I mean I agree with Swerve just turned, so you want to build him up, especially with him going after Kenny now. Obviously having Kenny come out for the save. So yeah, I mean I the right guy won, but you can't keep having Brody lose these big matches. I don't know what they're gonna do there, but if you want to keep him as a threat, he can't keep losing the big one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wade and I even discussed it. You've got that, Minnesota show coming. So I feel like, still feature Brody on TV. Maybe he wins a couple matches. Maybe he wins like a battle royal or something. TNT title, just have him and Fletcher. And I honestly, the TNT title is supposed to be, it's supposed to be transitional. Like, and especially Kyle Fletcher doesn't need 2 titles anyway. I would just give Brody a run at the TNT title. Why not, man? Because I like rewarding people for also busting their asses. I mean, look what freaking Mark Davis has been doing. I mean, man, like just looking like $1 million, not complaining about taking pins, actually probably getting more over because he's out there working his ass off every week. I don't know why not, man. And just because AEW's had such a problem booking big men in general, and it's like, can we get this right one time? Like, let's get I think organically, because I've always liked Brody King. I think he's always been like a guy who's kicked ass in the C2 as well, Sean. So that's why I'm a big fan. Tony Khan actually, spoke pretty highly of him on the media call the other day. Shout out to Samantha Shipman for asking about Brody King and how it translates to him getting all the attention and media stuff with the ice chants. And I know sometimes that's probably not easy if you're not wanting that attention. He was very transparent about everything, just letting Brody is an individual. He speaks his mind, and if people are happy about what he supports, that's cool, and that's great. So Brody's cool. He's the man, and hopefully he wins the TNT title at some point.
I'm with you. That would work because Fletcher's a made man. He can go after bigger and better things.
Yep.
And the TNT title, at least now, I still didn't understand the Ciampa winning it and just losing it back. That was kind of dumb. I know it's transitional, but don't have Ciampa come back, win it, and then lose it right away. Just have Fletcher hold it for a long time, and then when Brody wins it, it feels a little bit bigger. But it's still big, but it could have been bigger.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I even felt like too, when Brody was coming out of the feud with MJF, I had thrown out on when we talked on the podcast, the Collision Cafe podcast. of having him go after Ricochet, go after the national title.
Mhm.
And you have that title that means nothing, and you have this guy who stands for something. So have Brody make that title. You know what I mean? And he's on TV. He's on TV every week. He's having great matches with the title. I mean, that national title now is just
it means nothing.
I'm happy for Jack Perry. He got a hometown moment, but that title's nothing. So put it on a guy that stands for something and make the title something. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where they go with Brody, but he can't keep losing these big ones. He's got to do something.
I agree. All right. Now, speaking of Kyle Fletcher, back to this trios title match. Don Callis family, Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, trios champs versus Mystico, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Mike Speedball, Mike Bailey. Man, first off, this freaking gear, man, incredible. I retweeted the guy who made the gear. Good follow on socials. Just incredible, like mind design. I thought that was lovely, and I was honestly surprised. Knight and Bailey were able to kind of wrestle in the mask. I thought that was a really, really cool touch with Mystico, and I thought that was really cool. Like when you're a team, you should have matching gear. I love that. The jackets for the Don Callis family, cool stuff. Although it was weird, Okada's like logo on his trunks kind of gave me like TNA Impact vibes a little bit. I don't know what was going on with that. I just looked at it and it's like it reminded me of the TNA Impact. Like just the colors, it just looked like kind of weird. I don't know. But I like the different colors. That was cool. But yeah, Mystico surprise, super over. Because CMLL has been kicking ass every Friday and selling out every week. So shocker there. Chemistry was good. It went almost 18 minutes. It was really, this was probably the prototypical, really entertaining AEW party match. Everybody looked great. I mean, Mark Davis, my God, man, just out there killing people, just bulldozing them, just like looking like a brute out there. Looks great. Okada having the drop kick off with Kevin Knight, really good. Mike Bailey continues to look like just amazing to do Mike Bailey things. Just incredible. And Taylor, I think this was like one of the shockers of the night because I was completely shocked the titles changed hands. I thought for sure, if anything, this was going to potentially like continue defeating to the Kevin Knight potential heel turn. But no, babyfaces win. Mystico is now announced as a dual contract with AEW and CMLL, and it was a nice little moment. They, Mystico's, I think, considering the Sin Cara stuff, where he is now, it's a really good story. It's a really, really good story. I know CMLL is not like for everybody. Like there's so much other stuff going on. And then apparently during the press conference post show, Tony Khan did already mention he's already working on getting Arena Mexico back for a Grand Slam. So please, because I did an amazing job with that last year. And new trios champion. Taylor, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was a fun match. I felt like this is one of the matches I think could have just been on Dynamite. Kind of.
I agree.
Yep. This was a typical trios AEW match. You had your fun spots. You know what I mean? That UFO splash by Kevin Knight at the end.
Incredible.
Was insane.
Freak.
Okada for me in a Letterman jacket is weird. I don't want him in a Letterman jacket. Get back in your robe. When he first came out, I was like, for whatever reason, I didn't catch that Davis and Fletcher were wearing the Letterman jackets. That whatever, I just didn't see it. So when Okada came out and he had that jacket on, I was like, why the hell is he wearing a jacket? Really threw me off. And then I realized that they were all wearing the jackets, and I was like, oh, okay. Fun match. I guess now that I'm sitting here thinking, I guess Mystico being put in there might have been the tip-off that Hangman was losing and he's going away. Because obviously he'd be a trios champion if he's going to go away for a little bit. But yeah, it was fun. I thought this might have been the beginning too of the, Swerve starting to drop, kind of little bugs and Kevin Knight there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see Swerve, bring Knight to the dark side with him. I'd like to see him also. I'd like to see Swerve kind of get a little group together with Knight, maybe Private Party. Some of these younger tag teams aren't really doing anything. Private Party or the Swirl. Some of these young guys, get them with Swerve. Get Knight with Swerve. I think that could be a little badass group. But yeah, so maybe it will still happen. Maybe they're going to slow burn it like they do in AEW. But yeah, fun match. It could have been on Dynamite.
Yeah, I agree. Sean?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a fun match. I think the biggest disappointment was like Mark Davis is like you guys have said, like he's been really good in the ring lately. He just has no charisma, so I don't gravitate toward him. Like I'm excited about what he's doing. Like he's working his butt off. He's working hard. I just don't. There's just nothing there. He's just kind of there with the Callis family. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not great. So I mean, he did fine. He worked hard in the match. Okada just what a disappointment. AEW. I've been so disappointed in him. They had a thing to build him up. I know Takeshita's coming, but slow burn is not even putting it right. This is a freaking like centipede burn. We're like, what the freak, man? Like, let's get to this dag. Like, why are we taking this long to get to this match? Well, it's got to be it all in. Well, okay, but good Lord, you could have started it like a little bit later than wait till last year and then go a whole year. I mean, come on. Like, I just Okada's been again. I didn't see him in New Japan. I didn't see him. I heard about him. I saw a few matches online. I didn't see both full Okada Omega matches, but I've seen bits and pieces from what AEW is showing and some other little tidbits. But I was like, okay, this guy's going to be so great. And then he's just been in AEW. I'm just like, who is this guy? Like, I mean, he has a great drop kick. I mean, okay, but he's shown me really nothing where I'm excited about him and want to see him wrestle big matches. And that's sad to me. That's sad. He's a big star.
Taylor, it sounds like we need Sean's also asking Okada to get back in his robe. It sounds like
no, that was funny when you said that. That was funny, but Kevin Knight. I worry about him as a heel only because he's such a high flying wrestler that I don't know if heel would work for him. Just because you got to change your style when you're a heel. You can't work a high flying style, and can he adjust to that? I'd be interested to see if he can. Mystico was cool. It's a cool moment. I mean, he doesn't gravitate to me, but I appreciate the heritage he has and what he brings. I mean, it was a cool moment. But like you guys said, it didn't need to be on this show. It could have been on Dynamite. It would have been just fine. It'd have been a cool moment there as well. So it was good. It was good for what it was.
Well, Sean, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're gonna go through these last couple matches here real quick and call it a night because we've been on for a while. But we really, really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, it's always fun being on with you guys, and I hope I've proved that I am not a complete AEW hater. I actually do like AEW. There's issues I have with it, and I want to be honest about it and not try to hide from it. I want to be real. That's what I want to do, be a real, or if I analyze it, I want to, be truthful about it. So appreciate you guys having me on for a little bit. It was fun.
Yeah, always appreciate you, buddy. Thanks, John.
See you guys.
Later. Talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Sean. And let's go through our chat here just to make sure we haven't missed anything on our YouTube chat. And again, for those who watch the show, want to get involved with the show, you can always hit up Wade during his several shows that he does weekly at wadekellerpodcast@gmail.com. That's kellerpodcast@gmail.com. All right. So let's go through, make sure we haven't missed anything here on our YouTube chat. Let's see. Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat says, I thought Okada Fletcher Davis was 80s varsity club with Mike Rotunda, Rick Steiner, and Kevin Sullivan. Love that. Good poll. No, it's funny. I didn't even think about the Letterman jacket because you know the bit where people were worried about Okada going to WWE. Like that's Chase U.
Oh, okay.
All right. Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat says Ospreay and now Kevin Knight have been great in AEW while everyone else in New Japan like Jay White, Okada, Juice Robinson, Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, feel less than. It's tough. I'm still a big Jay White guy.
Me too.
He's injured. God bless him. I think he's a good guy. Juice, he's had his injuries. Gabe Kidd, I just feel like he hasn't. I don't know. He hasn't, like, you see that him in a post-stage comments, like in the press conference stuff that he's done with New Japan. Finley, I mean, I haven't seen enough of him. It just I've seen some Finley stuff where I'm just like, okay, that's solid. And the YouTube, I'm sorry, I know Taylor, I showed you, like they got to start cutting some vignettes for these guys, like do some videos, get fans behind them, because like the dogs, there was a video that they like kind of did in Vegas with all three of them. It looked cool. Looked like they actually spent some money. They want these guys to get over. They got to start doing some stuff like that on TV so fans can get behind them, just because like respectfully, AEW, like if you're at AEW, there's a level of like very solid functional wrestling on TV, but you gotta, what else you got? What else you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also a big Jay White guy. I feel like every time they put him in a big spot, he delivered. I felt like they underutilized him a little bit. I feel like he came in during kind of like a little bit of that down period of AEW,
Right.
where it was a little bit of a mess. I feel like when he comes back eventually, if they keep it going the way that they have it going now, I feel like he'll be used a lot better. And then I think it's too soon for Gabe Kidd. That jury's still out. I mean, that kid's so young. Obviously, he's got potential. He's got charisma through the roof. He can go in the ring. I think he's going to be someone that we're going to be talking about a lot over the next few years.
Yeah. All right, 3 more. Well, we've kind of already talked about the main event, but probably the match that might have annoyed me the most, actually, which Andrade versus Bandito, 21 minutes, way too long. Like way too long. Like why? Like this.
Especially for a feud that just started a couple weeks ago, and it's basically like, hey, you were my fan. You want to take a selfie? Like, it's just 20. Like, a match like that should be saved for like the end of something big.
This also could have been on Dynamite and been fantastic as well. 21 minutes, and it just the finish. Now the finish was excellent. I love the finish. But just they lost the peak. They missed the peak quite a bit, I think, and then they found it kind of towards the end. It's just like, I think this would have been nice and tight at like 13, 14 minutes. This doesn't need to be an elegant story. Just have them go crazy like they were. Even like when Bandito couldn't take his pants off, and Andrade was like,
oh god,
idiot, I'm gonna kick you in the face. That was incredible.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Like,
he gave him, like, you could tell he was looking like, all right, I'm gonna give you one more second to get those off, and then I'm gonna come over there, I'm gonna absolutely smoke you. And it was just awesome. Yeah, but I just feel like how long the show had already been going, we were getting closer to the main event. Like, I didn't need 2 selfie spots. I didn't need 2 take our pants off spots. I felt at the beginning, the first couple of minutes of the match, I was like, this is going to go long. I could just feel it. You could just kind of sense it was going to go long. It was an unreal match. I mean, it was great. I mean, I feel like it would almost be impossible for those 2 guys to have a bad match together. But yeah, just bad timing. It's just too long for something that a match, like for a feud that didn't deserve 20 minutes on the cup.
Don Callis did say, did pop me when he said, when Andrade took off his pants, he's like, "Oh, I think I'm getting the vapors."
Yeah.
And the chat's popping me right now to Derek Mitchell in our YouTube chat. We know Bandito isn't a stripper.
Yeah.
Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. That cracked me up. It was so bad. Like, the pants off, like now teasing the pants, like that Andrade can still do that. I was kind of fascinated, just like the very thick, I don't even think he's wearing wide receiver gloves. I think he's almost wearing like linebacker gloves. Like as a luchador, that's like kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because like we know Dustin Rhodes, he's a gloves guy. He likes to wear Under Armour gloves, but I just like, I don't know. It's a weird look for me. I'm trying to like understand. Like, would you want like really thin wide receiver gloves if you were wrestling? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and what sucks too is like the match was awesome. I feel like that's like the problem with these pay-per-views, where if you had cut the trios title match, if you had cut that dogs match, I don't think we're sitting here saying, man, that match was too long.
Right.
Man, that thing went way too long for what it was. I don't think we're sitting here doing that. Because like I said, the match, I mean, those guys went out there and killed it. And Andrade is like, I think when Andrade came back the second time, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do the Andrade thing again. And he's totally sold me. He's been awesome. You know, I wanted him to fight MJF at the
Right.
breaker. You know what I mean? I know Wade was dead set against it because of the hail, but I just wanted something different. I felt like he deserved it. He had come in like you're investing in this guy. It's the second time he's back now. You waited for him for the contract issues with WWE to figure out. So he's back. He's motivated. He looks good. He looks slim. You know what I mean? He looks like he's motivated. Put the guy in the title match. Like, you know, let's go. And that kind of goes back to, you know, what Derek was talking about, where they're not putting those types of guys in the main event. You know what I mean? Like a guy like an Andrade, a guy like a Bandito, you know, they're getting close to that main event, but they're not getting put in. So like, just do something different. Put them in.
Yeah, I agree. Second to last match on the card, the Death Spot, presumably the Dogs versus the trio of Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Roderick Strong. Apparently, Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy are official tag team now. That's something. Sure. 11 minutes. I will say that spear Clark Connors gave Darby Allin. Jesus, man. That was incredible. And it almost made me want to say, sorry, Cope, no more spear for you. Clark Connors just secured it. Just like good stuff from that. And, you know, it was 11 minutes where it was just, this could have been actually really fun on Dynamite if they let them go 14 minutes, where they could have like had the crazy spots. I mean, Darby did have his crazy spot, and you know, he stood out. And I don't know, like this has kind of made me resent Orange Cassidy just a little bit, which I'm just okay. Yeah, no, it's just this is not it. And like I feel like Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd will continue to feud for reasons the Holy Ghost I will never know. Why I don't want to see any of these pairings anymore. I think it was probably even a misstep that the Dogs lost. Like, this is a new I know Clark Connors is by proxy the pin eater in the group, but like, come on.
Did you even see Roderick give a zip tie to Darby?
So it was
did
orange.
Anybody see that?
It was orange.
Okay.
Yeah, it was orange when he went to the toolbox.
Oh, okay. I somehow missed that. All of a sudden, Gabe Kidd was stuck, and I was like, how the hell did he get stuck? I don't know how I missed that. So I had that, and then did Tony Schiavone randomly drop an F-bomb on commentary?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said this, because I had this in my notes, and I said Tony Schiavone just dropped an F-bomb ? And
yes,
I was just and he tried to be slick about it. I was like, roll the tape. Tony Schiavone, I think.
Because he said it, and then there was like an awkward silence. And I'm like, you just drop an F-bomb? I was like, I think he did. Okay, I'm glad. I think
Danielson and Excalibur were just like shocked that he actually dropped an F-bomb, because, you know, this is Uncle Tony. He doesn't do that. He might just say, yo, go kick her ass. Like, it was so like, the spot wasn't even like it wasn't even crazy or anything. That's why I was like so out of left field. If it was like to MJF, that would have made more sense. But like, you're gonna drop it in a Dogs match of all the matches.
It was so fun, and he did it in a way too that like you like when he said it, you could tell right away that he was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm talking to my kids, like if I'm talking to my kids sometimes, and I like,
and you
mad about something and something flips out, and I'm just like, oh man, I can't believe I just did that. But I feel the same way about Orange Cassidy. I'm over the stick. I'm over it. The hands in the pockets, and especially when he's standing in front of Gabe Kidd, and he's standing in front of all three of them, and he's he's just tapping him on the chest and they're just smoking him. You know what I mean? And he's just getting up and doing it again. I'm just like, I don't know. I've been watching this for 6 years. It doesn't work for me anymore. To be honest with you, it stopped working for me a long time ago. I'm just kind of over it, the Orange Cassidy stick. I don't know. There's got to be some sort of character growth there. He's got to something's got to change there. I just feel like there's so many people that are growing character wise, and he's just reminds me of old AEW. You know what I mean? It's still, which isn't a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there has to be something different. There's got to be some sort of growth there character wise. Like I just can't. I just can't watch you sit there and tap Gade Kib on the chest and just get smoked by him for no reason. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me anymore.
You think about his international title run and how freaking cool that was. To me, him and Gunther, like with the mid card title feuds, like having these title matches, and then you think about obviously one of the I guess darkest moments, like CM Punk getting fired, and then Orange Cassidy main eventing, All Out against Moxley. It just where's that guy? Because and that feels like ages ago. Like it just him always going up to Renee. It's like, Renee, I'm so tired. Like, yeah, buddy, you've been you've been like halfway dying, and then like him dying a slow sloth like death versus Moxley. That was your chance to kind of build off some stuff, and I liked him and Darby as a thing at first. I don't know, him and Strong, it just, I don't know, like you said, there's got to be something more. I know they're kind of just doing this because Kyle's hurt, God bless him. I don't know, man. I feel like that you could do something with Orange Cassidy, but I think he can't be in a group. I want him to be by himself, and try to channel some of that old school Orange Cassidy that we had with the International Championship, because we were seeing him cut a little bit more promos. Like, he got the him and Moxley feud wasn't necessarily the best, but like he was showing a little personality, and we haven't really seen anything since that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even Sean just said too, I kind of feel the same way with Darby too. I just feel like there's just a group of kind of guys that's just kind of floating right now. They're just kind of, they're just kind of stuck in a rut. So you just got to try to figure, that main event scene looks like it's going to be pretty tied up for the time being.
Oh yeah.
So we got to try to figure out something for these guys.
I agree. And main event, as we've discussed, we're what else is there to say? This was everything that, if you like to be indulged by plunder, violence, and everything in between, this had pretty much everything but fire. Even though the fans were asking Heyman to light the table on fire, which I was like, good Lord. So this is somehow turned into a Texas Death dog collar Inferno match all in the same time. That's kind of crazy. We do have to acknowledge the Terry Funk look of MJF. That was excellent.
I love that.
Yeah,
so
that
cool.
was very loved, and I liked how it somehow was still his like Burberry scheme. Like that was lovely.
Yeah.
Again with this, not my favorite Texas Death, and this is someone who loves Texas Death matches. I don't know. You did everything, like the syringe stuff. I feel like that didn't lead to anything. It just like, this was kind of doing stuff to do stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Until about the 25-30 minute mark, it started to pick up, because like, to me, it got really interesting once they actually put the dog color match on. And oh my God, wait, hold on. What in the blue hell were they thinking about that press conference on Wednesday? What the no, never, ever again with that, because they just, if they would have done that live in the crowd, I think that would have gone over so much better. But just no, never, no, never again. Just no, absolutely not.
Well, Yeah. So I give him credit for trying something different. I feel like
Always try something different, but that
Yeah.
was just
It was
they
too,
did not smarting up. They did not smart up the crowd for that at all.
yeah. So it looked too small. It looked low rent, which was really bad.
Probably.
It they should have done that out on the stage, UFC style, press conference in front of the crowd. Had the reporters in the crowd, move some of the crowd back. You know what I mean? Have the reporters
Yeah.
in the crowd asking questions. Actually, show the reporters asking the questions, and it should have been like. It also went too long. It should have been like 3 questions and then drink in the face, off to the races in the crowd fighting. You know what I mean? It would have been a perfect way to do it. Yeah, doing it in the back, and then you could hear the fans chanting BS.
Well, and then okay, for someone who's been to a bazillion of these things, shout out to my guy Ben Cruz and Denise Salcedo, who always work their butts off. They probably should have thought about whom they were going to ask. I mean, Big Dave was there. He wasn't probably going to do it. I would have said, Dave, come on. Let's get Big Dave on, like, in this thing. Like, I don't know if Dave was in there, people were giving Dave crap anyway because he was there, he was enjoying himself. Dave's, everybody's gonna always crap on Dave because everybody, like, it's funny how everybody gets really in their feelings because Wade or Dave or somebody will grade a match like a certain way, which is like, come on, grow up a little bit. Like, it's subjective. Like, get out of here. I would have definitely maybe asked Big Dave if he wanted to be a part of that. I mean, I don't think that's something Wade would ever do in his life. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like you said, low rent. A part of me, I wonder if that kind of left a little sour taste in my mouth where I wasn't as jazzed as I was prior to. I don't know. If that doesn't happen, maybe I'm a little bit more excited. I just felt like I wasn't on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I think they just do it too much.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it. Like, guys getting thrown through barbed wire tables, getting hit with barbed wire, having barbed wire put across their face. I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Like the glass spot where it's not real glass. MJF's getting dragged through the glass. He's not even getting cut. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay. It's just they got to put that away for a little bit. They just got to put it away for a little bit. I mean, yeah. I'm happy with the outcome, like we talked about at the beginning. There's just too much juice left in this MJF run.
Yep.
To just cut it out the knees. So yeah, they made the right decision, and now MJF is going to be, intolerable. I mean, which is when MJF is at his best. So, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I just think they brought out the light tubes, which was, I don't know. For me, I just like, just like that for me is worse than the syringe. I can do the syringe, the light tube on the head. It's just so gnarly, man. It's just so many things could go wrong with that. But yeah, no, right outcome.
If you're gonna just do a whole bunch of stuff, and they were in the stands, I thought they were maybe gonna even go backstage and just do something different, like change up the atmosphere a little bit. Because if it's sex is death, like, if it doesn't matter if you're in the ring, right? I mean, it's kind of like no false count anywhere, like no count out, like last man standing kind of stuff. So, like, why can't they just go in the back and at least do something different? Maybe try something different atmosphere. The explosion that they got was definitely, where was that explosion for Moxley and Kenny Omega? Like, Jesus, man, that was actually great. And
I've come to love that moment.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
you gotta laugh. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You gotta laugh at some of this stuff, man. What are we doing if we're not laughing and having fun?
Yeah.
We're having fun. It's Collision Cafe. We like to have fun here. But I will say again, from a production standpoint, AEW does get picked on a lot. The finish where Hangman's blood lines up to the camera, and they're just panning to the blood, and that's how it finishes. I mean, it was great. It's all about the follow-up now. MJF needs to open Dynamite and just be insufferable. Like, have
Yes.
it. Like, I will say, you probably normally don't want to give Max like 20 minutes. This would be like, let him open the show and just talk for 20 minutes. Honestly, like, I swear, like, I don't even no promo trains. Like, I don't even need like his next opponent to interrupt him. You probably are because it's wrestling, but give him 20 minutes. Let him just be insufferable. Like, or you know what? Maybe he won't even be there because technically he is so upset that he has to celebrate his birthday in the dump that is Los Angeles. Like, maybe he's a little sour about that. But then again, this is the same guy who likes the business more than celebrating his own honeymoon. So I don't know. Maybe he will be there on Wednesday for Dynamite. I would hope so.
So who's next? It's got to be Speedball, right?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fun. I'd be into it because I know we're already.
Because we're 2 months from the next pay-per-view now, right?
Jeez, yeah, like.
So it's gonna be these little TV feuds. So
Speedball. We've got Andrade still in the chamber.
Yeah, you still have Speedball, you still got Andrade. Speedball would be a lot of fun. I think he's already called him No Balls. So he's already,
I feel like he would be exceptionally mean to Mike Speedball Bailey. So that would be interesting to how that goes. Is there any other what other kind of like middle tier babyface? Man, could you? No, I was gonna say, damn, could they just? Well, I was almost gonna say Darby just to get him to do something different, but like, I don't even know if I even want that. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't think he's done with Gabe Kidd yet either.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like they're done.
What other baby faces could he wrestle? That's we already did Bandito, Brody King. God, the roster's got a million bazillion people. Who are we not thinking about? But Speedball for midterm interim, I like that. We've got Swerve kind of hanging out there. Swerve Andrade, Omega potentially as well. That's another one.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming soon.
That's coming too.
After the Swerve Omega, that's coming. I'm just thinking. The only one I can think of off the top of my head right now is Speedball.
Yeah,
it's also 3 a.m. So
yeah, bear with us. And on that note, everybody in the YouTube chat, audio listeners, let us know how we did. All things considered, I've almost been up for 24 hours. I'm sure Taylor, as a father of small children, he's been up for quite a while as well. But we appreciate everybody supporting the website and everything that we do. Taylor, any parting thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, no, this is fun. I always enjoy doing this. I always love interacting with the chat. Me and Brian. So I'm the new co-host of the Collision Cafe podcast with Brian. We've done a few episodes so far. It's a lot of fun. I also do a weekly column for the site. I do top matches for the week. Brian does Collision hit and misses. So check out both their articles. If you're like me and you work from home, you listen to podcasts all day, give us a shot. If you had fun with us here tonight talking. Our
email.
Yeah, so we have an email too for the pod, collisioncafevip@gmail. You want to write in, vent, you want to complain, you want to tell us what's going right, what you think's going wrong. We'd always love to, we'll read it on air. This is a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to Dynamite, looking to seeing, where we're going.
Absolutely. And thank you for all our VIP members. Thank you for Wade Keller for giving us this platform and opportunity. Thank you for everybody watching, listening, and we will see you next time.